Where do I start? I ain't got no cookies, unfortunately. How's it going, dude? Are you here to tell me to do the next issue of Divine Right? Because that's probably going to be in the next couple days. Saboteur, how's it going? Yeah, the tip on the jelly pens. It's crazy, right? As you can see on the video, I was legitimately shocked when it happened. I was like, "Oh my lord!" I did not think it would be that successful. So I was just sitting around thinking about it. I'm like, I should share this with people, and rather than try and film a new thing, I'm like, I already have video of the process. Just cut that out of the live stream and share that. And so I've had several people hit me up and say that they appreciated that tip. So glad that was helpful to some folks. That was fun. I know, Mauricio. Now that I'm done with that dumb David Finch book, I know, right?
Could you say no to this? Need to blow your kids.
We're here for a convertible?
How about an SUV?
Yeah, I know the story was touchy for some people. I get it. That's what I was talking about. But I liked it enough. Not what I wanted, but I will still take it. It's fine. I am surprised you want me to tackle the Divine Right so intensely because I'm not a huge fan of it. And I don't think that the interest, like, it had a few interesting parts as it started, but as it goes on, it just got less interesting to me. So I don't know that it's going to be a fun ride. Well, I like art too, but when it all comes together, when you have great art and great story, and you just read this thing and you're like, that was so awesome, that's the best. Bionicle Freak. Mauricio, there's a lot of things you don't care about now. Maybe it's because you're old or depressed or both. Oh, I can identify with that, my dude. Our interest definitely change as we get older. I do not like how old I'm getting because I'm starting to really feel it. And I can't deny that I'm feeling it a lot more these days. And I do not like it. Saboteur, I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I don't have a page limit. And I don't design them out with a page number in mind. However, it is definitely not going to be like the size of my He-Man fan comics that were like 137 pages. This is more going to be, I'm going to say, I like 40 pages. I like the idea. I don't want to do a 22-page book. I want to do a big, beefy, big-sized book. So when people get their hands on it, it's got substantial kind of value, hopefully, like in theory, to make people feel kind of validated in their choice to pick it up if they do. So again, I don't have a page limit set in stone, but if I had to guess, it would be like 40 pages, like a double-sized thing. Saboteur, you're feeling the pain too. I like big boobs, right? Doesn't big boobs just kind of solve everything? Bionicle Freak, you got done reading a McFarlane Spidey issue. You had Morbius. Those issues of Morbius, if it's just the regular Spider-Man title, in my opinion, are the best art I've ever seen McFarlane do. I really, really thought that he was onto something with the art in those issues. So those are really good. Well, thanks, Saboteur Comics. You know what's funny is the farther I get away from the Master's End, you know how I was working on it for so long, and then I got done with it. Now I'm doing other stuff. I find myself kind of missing them, like working on those stories. And I told the story. I do have a little bit of a follow up, maybe a 40-page issue to kind of wrap up a few loose ends of some things that I feel like are interesting, and I definitely want to get to it. But it's kind of weird. I lived with that concept for so long in my head. And now that I'm done with it, I'm glad to be able to sit back and read it and go like, I did it, you know? But I kind of miss working on it. I was having a lot of fun.
From the day you enroll until you graduate, so you always know what to expect.
This summer at Disneyland, kids rule. Honestly,
Mauricio, you know what I'm working on, right? This thing, the whole Dick in a Jar comic. I've got the one drawn and inked. I just need to get lettering it and putting it together and do a crowdfunder for it. But this is issue 2. And I've got maybe a 3 or 4 issue little arc kind of planned for this thing. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if a crowdfunder generates any interest. But the old Dick in a Jar story. The Dick in a Jar part is done with the first issue, but there is kind of follow-up story threads that go off into new directions. Directions. Yeah, I hope so, Mauricio. The more I keep working on this thing, though, I kind of like keep reminding myself, especially when I kind of go back and look at the pages that I've drawn for the issue 1, like I really put some extreme adult content in it. And I'm like, this is going to hurt me a little bit. There's going to be some people who will not want this book because of that. But it's all kind of like for humor. It's not because I just wanted to draw titties and shit or the other extremely graphic stuff that I did. It's not because I wanted to make a sex book. It's more of a extreme humor book, and the sex jokes are a part of it. So I don't know. There is a little part of me that's worried that I might have hurt myself a little bit, but I might be overthinking it. What's up, Shakula? I wanted to draw titties. I love drawing titties, like I'll be honest. But I've mentioned this, like, I'm definitely not interested in making like a creepy sex book just because I'm a creepy sex pervert. But I certainly don't mind sexuality. So I know I'll make a book with the 17-year-old high schooler and have her hypersexualized, and people will go all in for that, right? That's a cool thing to do. I'm kind of tapped out on variant covers for the immediate future. I've already got 2 for the first book, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And by the time I get this one done, I'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens, but Shockula, I don't know if you're still there, but I lined up my hot date for the He-Man movie. I got my hot red-headed friend that comes with me to the Comic-Con all the time. She's going to be my He-Man date. So it's going to be a good night. Not as good as it could be, but pretty good.
0% artificial colors or flavors. Delicious waffles.
Yeah, kids shouldn't be vaping, Ms. Addy. It's kind of unfortunate that the kids want to do some stupid shit like that, but sometimes you just kind of have to let people make their own mistakes in life. Thanks, Addy. Thanks, Damification. Grant, what's going on, dude? Staying busy? Well, that's good. I get an email every time you back another crowdfunder. It notifies me instantly. Grant just backed so and so. I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah, it pushes that information out. I like I said, I just got one. I think it was today. Now I could change my settings or whatever, but I'm just too lazy because that's how I roll. But in case that's information you cared to know. Bad for your wallet. Well, thanks for stopping in, Addie. Did you ever get to watch that ridiculous pirate movie that we were talking about the other day? I still suggest it's a really good movie, even though it's considered one of the worst movies ever made. You started a Western. That's okay. Grant, yeah, it can be bad for your wallet. I know, dude. These crowdfunders, you find enough of them, you're like, I want that. I want that. Then suddenly you're like, wait, where's all my money? Oh, right. I remember. That's okay. It's something you can feel good about spending your money on. Tennessee's partner with Ronald Reagan and John Payne or John Wayne. So the whiteout pen was a secret this whole time. It's part of a secret. I don't know if I'd say it's the secret, but it is a secret. Grant, you're debating on whether or not going to the kitchen and making something healthier, go to the bar your wife works at and have her make you something fried. Well, I don't know. If ever I hear that you have the option to go to a bar that your wife works at, I tend to lean in that direction. Okay, it's Payne. He plays Mr. Gailey in Miracle on 34th. Well, there you go. You like the hair flow detail on the babe? Yeah, I was trying to give her, like, there's no reason for her hair to be flared that extensively. I mean, she is whipping her head around and seeing something shocking. So, I mean, I guess it is justifiable. Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that. Thanks, Addie. Have a good night. Yeah, Grant, lettering is that part of the process that I know I'm not great at. I know I'm not using the exact proper tools to make it look what most lettering professionals would call quality. I just have this basic program that is for lettering, but it's just very sterile. There's no flash or flare to it. And I get that some lettering, I want to say snobs, but they're not wrong, would look at it and say, that's boring. And I get it, but I just do the best I can. I try to make it, if I'm going to have sterile kind of by the numbers lettering, I'm going to try and make it not god awful. And so I try to do the best I can to make it I'd rather it look boring than atrocious, if that makes any sense. Boring is at least not a mistake. It's just a aesthetic. Oh, Terminator 2 is way better than the first. But to me, they're both just kind of one movie. And it is sort of essentially the same story in its core, but I'm kind of fine with that. And Terminator should have just stopped at number 2. The story literally wrote itself into its own end. It like there's nowhere else for it to go except to undo everything we just did. So
And this is from the woman over there.
You just earned 5% cash back on that. Also, if I start a conga line, will you join?
Earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate.
Did someone say free toast?
That's right. When you sign up for Book a Month this month, you get to choose between the unreliable narrator mini tote.
Hey, LL, I know you were around for the last one, but my phone kept disconnecting, so I couldn't make it work. Grant, you read a year-old script that you wrote and it wasn't terrible. I've had instances like that where I look at something that I do and I don't like it, so I put it away and then I revisit it a while later, sometimes a couple years, and I look at it, I'm like, you know what? That wasn't horrible. What the hell happened? I've had stuff that I've done art-wise where I look at it years later and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that now. What kind of magic elixir was I on when I did this one thing?
With her keys to the cage and the devil to pay, we're laid to Fiddler's Grave. Yo ho, together, hoist the colors high. Evil thieves and beggars, never shall we die. The bell has been raised from its watery grave. Hear its sepulchral tone.
Yeah, you and me both, Grant. I'd sit around and make comics all day if I could. But until they actually turn a profit for me in a way that I can live off of, I guess we'll just find the time where we can.
Hoist the colors high. Evil thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Yo, all together, hoist the colors high. Thieves and beggars, never shall we
Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this cover of Hoist the Colors made by me and my friends from TikTok. As most of you probably know, this was a large TikTok duet thing that happened about a month or two ago, and everyone really wanted a full cover of it, so thank you for supporting us.
You're gonna start selling dong photos on. I keep joking, like I should just start an OnlyFans. I can make money doing that, right?
All of their links are in the description of this music video, so go give them a follow.
I just don't think that it's gonna work. I actually had a lady friend who came a hair's breadth away from doing an OnlyFans, and I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, you can totally look at it when I put it up. You're if you want to. You're totally if you want." I'm like, I mean, yeah, I want to, but then it didn't happen. I'm like, oh well. What the fuck? Oh. Thanks, Saboteur. Thanks for stopping in as always. Hope you're doing well. What people are getting demonetized, Shocula? Is there something going on? I seem to remember hearing something about like YouTube's bullshit AI algorithm shutting people's channels down for no reason. I certainly hope that doesn't happen to me. Oh, yeah. What happened when you see thousands of videos? I created 8 channels with AI. Yeah. That AI is some bullshit.
It only took me 10 minutes to get coverage. It was 100% online, and I didn't even need to take a medical.
That did help cover our living expenses. That
Yeah, AI has its purpose. This isn't one of them. You know, I don't like AI art and all that stuff, but there are some AI generated content that people are making, and it's just kind of for fun, just like humorous stuff. And there's this one that I found that I'm kind of stuck on. It's about a Jamaican Rastafarian pot smoking monkey just going on adventures across the world. And it always starts out like, John Monkey, I'm getting chased by somebody. He's like, me fucked. And I just laugh my ass off at this stupid Rastafarian pot smoking whatever the fuck monkey. Jaw Monkey, and he always runs around with his donkey, who he calls Jaw Donkey. And they're just little short bits. Yeah, you've seen that. I don't know why, Shocula, but that stuff makes me giggle. Grant, things are going well. You feel like the books are building a little bit of a following? Awesome. Love to hear that. I keep saying I got to get my shit going and get my crowdfunder out there. I'm a little nervous to do it, but you know.
The gold days of Grubhub Plus are upon us. But with great deals come gold diggers.
That's a big bag, Gary.
Jaw Donkey running from the port of Aramus, me fucked. I've also discovered that my youngest son, he loves the Rastafarian monkey, but he also, my youngest son, I can tell he's going to be the one with the foul mouth. I can tell that my little 11-year-old son, he really, really wants to swear. He's going to be the one with the cussing mouth, and I'll be the first parent to kind of allow him to do it. In fact, I let him do it the other day. We were in line at McDonald's, and there was a car in front of us with a bumper sticker that said "baby" up on this bitch. And so he kind of mouthed, he said most of it except the cuss word part. And I said, you know what, son? You can go ahead and say the bad word this one time. And he thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever done for him in his life. He laughed so hard when he got to say, "baby up in this bitch." I'm like, yep. This boy, it's going to be my little foul-mouthed little fucker. I'm kind of fine with it. I don't want him to be cussing when he's a little boy, but that's okay. Yeah, there are worse things. No, I completely agree. If my boy, as long as he turns out to be a good human being, like a good boy like he is so far, and, the worst I can point at is that he's got a dirty mouth, I'm actually going to be completely fine with it. His mom's got a mouth on her too, but she kind of keeps it reined in around the kids. At least she did when her and I were together. So she's probably not going to be thrilled with it, but at a certain point, she doesn't get to be overlord judge of it. Shocula, I was saying, I don't know if you heard me say earlier, I got my date lined up for He-Man. My hot redheaded friend who sits with me at Comic-Con, she's going to come to see the He-Man movie with me. So everyone be jealous. There's a few people I know that would actually go with me to that thing excitedly. And she's one of them because she sits with me at the Comic-Con. She's watched me make the He-Man fan books forever and help me sell them at the conventions we go to. So I'm like, you got to come see it with me. I know you're a nerd. She's like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. I'm like, hell yeah. Oh, you're going to go see Mortal Kombat 2? You'll have to tell me if it's any good. I haven't seen the first one, like the one that this is a sequel to, so I don't know if I am interested, but I don't know. Somebody giving me a positive recommendation, I might check it out. Yeah, Shocula, I saw that thing you sent me, dude. That looks awesome. That looks like crazy super fun. Like it looks like fun to have that kind of a setup. I would be on that set with you in a second if I didn't live across the country. Oh, I know, right? Maybe something magical will happen and I'll hit it really big and get some money in my pocket. And then I'll just fly out there and we'll do an episode.
Trex, performance engineered for your life outdoors.
Protein never tasted this good. Like, ever.
Yeah, I saw you. You're not working. I thought you started your other job. But yeah, I'll call in if I can, coordinate the time depending on when you're doing it and what I'm doing. That would be awesome. You quit after 3 weeks. Oh shit, dude. Well, I guess if it sucks, then it sucks. Your 91-year-old dad was in the hospital last week, so you stayed with them for. Well, that makes sense. You're a good son. Yeah, you hated the place. Well, I mean, it's understandable. Sometimes shit doesn't work out.
In my experience, making mistakes.
I kind of hate where I work, but, I've been there 20 years, so what can I say? I guess I don't really hate it, though. I have to be honest. It's just a job. I hate that I'm getting old. That's what I hate.
This is my all-time favorite snack. They were a staple in my house. Cheese and crackers are a past, present, and will always be my go-to snack. I'm open because I can't not have a few if there's.
Later, Patrick. Okay. Anyway.
Here's how it sounds when you find termites. And when you see the damage.
Oh, man.
Wrong
Terminix
pen.
year-round protection sounds amazing. Book a free inspection at Terminix.com. Qualifying homes and terms apply.
The 2026 Chevy Equinox is ready for your daily drives, weekend getaways, and everything in between. Plenty of cargo space, plus a big touchscreen that keeps all your tech right where you need it. It's more than an SUV. It's the Equinox. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
hate this commercial. Holy shit.
Ever since my dermatologist recommended you start Radiant Tone, I'm kind of obsessed with the results. I just keep getting better.
Hey, Adam. Thanks. I mean, oops, bumping my camera. I'm trying to do what I can do the best I can. I do all right. Trying to make this thing not embarrassing. I do have a little bit of performance anxiety, being that I have a channel where I talk a lot of shit. And then it's like, oh, all right, well, let's see what you can do, Rob. Oh, this is it? All right, well, you don't have any room to talk, Rob. Which would be a fair argument, but At least I'm trying. Well, thank you, Adam. I really, really appreciate it. A lot of you guys are very kind and supportive and inspirational and all that stuff, so I appreciate it. This and the last issue are everything you want? Well, I know there's an audience out there for some kind of this stuff.
You always know what to expect.
The status of the first issue is just that I just need to get my ass focused on it, and I've actually kind of told myself that when I finished this page, I wasn't going to start any new pages because this is like maybe the middle of the book, maybe a third of the way in, because now after this, the big fights start. But I need to just make it a point to just sit down and start noodling away at the kind of more mundane stuff to just finish up the other book. It's all drawn, it's inked, it's scripted. I need to letter it and just kind of start putting it together. You know, putting it in its layouts. I got to finish up some of the fake ads. I got to get the cover colored. I've got a guy who is going to do the coloring for me. I just got to start putting it together, and I keep putting it off because I'd rather be drawing than lettering and other shit, but I have to just stop. So, like I said, I kind of told myself once I get done with drawing this page, I'm not going to start any more pages in this until I at least get a significant chunk of just wrapping up issue 1 and getting it ready to actually crowdfund and put it out there. Because like I said, I'd rather just be drawing. And I'm having a lot of fun, and I've got some momentum, and I'm enjoying it, but I'll find the joy in the other part of it, in the other one. I just gotta get into it. I got a couple little things I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do yet, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, cool problems to have. So, and plus I've got several pages that I've been working on that I didn't finish. Like, I kind of jump around. Like, I got to finish some backgrounds up in here and over here. This page, I got to finish the background there. I noodled away a little bit at this figure. He didn't have all these heavy shadows on him because I've kind of altered what I'm going to do with this guy. This is the character that can create ghost ninja versions of himself of various sizes. You've probably heard me talk about he's the Norseman, which is an acronym for ninjas of ridiculous size everywhere. And so he can create a bunch of ghost versions of himself, but the primary version of him is going to be in this dark ninja suit, and all the ghost versions are going to be in a white ninja suit. And again, they could be like little 12-inch tall versions of him, or 50-foot tall versions of them and regular sized versions of them, just to create, it's kind of like the Multiple Man, except Ninja creating ghost versions. And so to give everyone someone to fight, including, you know, wherever the hell I just put these guys, they need somebody just to mindlessly fight and start slaughtering indiscriminately. So it's going to be fun. I'm actually really looking forward to it. But I can't just sit here and keep drawing. I got to get the other book put together and get it done, knock it out. But yeah, fake ads. I got all these ads. I'm putting together. I feel like I've mentioned this again, but I feel like I've got a vaguely interesting take on this thing that I'm going to do, where I'm going to construct it like a comic book, where it's going to have shit in it like you'd see from like a Marvel comic or an Image comic, where there's ads for books that will never exist. Well, some of them will, but a lot of them are just joke ads. They're just for fun. Yeah. And then I'm going to have a letters page in the back with fake letters, like from fake people, just to make it kind of feel like a book. I'm sure it's been done before, but I haven't seen them. So I'm just going to do the version of it that I want. So I've got to do all of that shit. I have to do all those things and put it together. So like I said, I'm just kind of finishing up background elements of a lot of these things so I can have, I got 15 pages done here on issue 2, something like that. And then I am a little bit nervous to do a crowdfunder, like I was saying earlier in the stream, and I've never done one, and I've never set one up, so I'm kind of like not knowing how to do it. I'm kind of nervous on it, so that I'm kind of procrastinating that part of it too. I just need to just break down and just get going on. I'm sure I'll figure it out. That's the thing. I'm not worried like I'm too stupid to figure it out, but it's a problem I have where something is kind of nerve-wracking and I've never done it, so I'll wait and put it off until the last possible minute, and it's really a stupid character flaw of mine. And then, of course, I'm worried that I'll put out a crowdfunder and fucking nobody will care. I know there's some people who will join up. I'm not worried about, you know, I've got people out there like you who are probably like, I can't wait to see this damn thing. Let's go, Rob. But I'm like, what if I don't even make, because I'm going to have a modest goal. I'm not even sure what it's going to be. I'm not trying to do crazy numbers, but I just got to do it. I just got to grow a set.
Price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Just like Blackthorn Publishing. I don't know what that is. And yeah, I know that, Adam. I do get that, but it's still kind of like I do have an audience. It's still nerve-wracking to sit here and go, you know, no one's going to want this. It's kind of like, I assume you follow Blood Force Mitch, and, you know, I kept telling him, you got to do a crowdfunder, dude. This is going to be successful. I want this book more than any other book I've seen out there in years. And he was kind of nervous about it. And I was like, oh, come on, you're going to be successful. And he was. And I'm like, well, why can't I have that kind of positive affirmations for myself? So, I mean, there is that little part of me that I like. I don't know if you know Isaac Bell, the guy who makes Metal Shade. He's really awesome and makes a hell of a comic. I've covered his books on my channel every time. I have this little fantasy world in my head where I get lucky like he did. Not lucky. He's not lucky. He's put in the effort, and he built his audience. And when he did his first crowdfunder, he was messaging me saying that he was nervous because we're, you know, him and I are buds, and I was telling him I was like super excited to see his crowdfunder and can't wait to support it. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to make my goal. No one's going to want to buy my book. He had a goal of $5,000 on his first crowdfunder, and he made it in like 5 minutes. It was like done. And he ended up his first crowdfunder at like $30,000. And I have this little fantasy land where I get that lucky. I don't think there's any way that that'll happen, but I'm like, it would be nice to put a few bucks in my pocket to help me kind of improve my setup. I could get a new laptop and some new hardware and just kind of help build my little thing here. But I'm not counting on that, you know, but in the back of my head, you can't help but wonder, like, it's possible. People do it. And like that Isaac Bell, he just lives off his art doing that shit. You know, his second crowdfunder was like 40,000. His third one was in like the 70,000 range. So he just lives off commissions and crowdfunders and making his comics with his hot wife. Like, he's living my dream. And he's a way better artist than me. But I bring something different. I've got a successful YouTube channel. I've got an audience I can reach out to. I am making content, and I may not be the best artist, but hopefully the content, the comic itself will read and be a combination of what I want it to be, which is awesome and funny. You know, it's not a pure parody. Like, I want to make, I'm trying to make the best 90s image comic that I can. It's a little bit more adult though. And I just hope people are kind of on board for that. And I'm pretty sure there's an audience for it. So I just got to get on it, which, like I said, I'm going to. Once I kind of finish up some background stuff on these pages, I'll still do live streams and probably be drawing some other stuff, but it's all going to be focused on stuff that needs to be done for the actual first issue crowdfunder. And I just gotta commit to it. But I will be happy if I just get enough to just kind of make my goal and get books in the hands of people. Like, I'm gonna make this book and print it up no matter what. I can afford to print up copies on a small scale on my own, and I'll get them in the hands of people. But, you know, the crowdfunder will be an opportunity to get a wider audience. And, you know, I'm going to offer up a couple of commission slots. I don't know, 2 or 3. I'll have to decide. Maybe I'll offer up original art if people want it. I don't know if they will. A villain that looks like a giant dick. A giant robotic cock. I'm already driving the dick jokes home with the shit strapped to my guy's head here, so people are going to think I've got some weird predilection towards dick jokes, which I guess I do. Also, I would like to, another reason I'd like to make a few bucks on this campaign is I've got some connections to a couple of professional artists like from the 90s that I would like to see about commissioning to get them to do a cover for me. How awesome would that be? To have like a 90s artist do a variant cover for me. And if I could afford to pay them, that would be like, holy shit, you know? So that's also another goal. If I can get to a dollar amount where I can approach them, it depends on what their rates are, but I would have enough money in my pocket to be able to like not insult them by like, hey, I could, yeah, Liefeld, can you imagine? There's a couple guys that worked for Liefeld that I talked to, so, you know, we'll see.
Ready to grow? Unlock up to $75,000 in new seller savings to build your business.
Jerry, no, I wouldn't, because I can't color and I'm not gonna pay somebody to color my shit just for fun. I would maybe make a color version of my comic if I made enough money to be able to pay a colorist, but I also kind of like it black and white. I'm such a guy that harps on loving black and white art so much. I kind of want to leave it black and white, but I also might be hurting myself by not making it color for people who enjoy that. I also kind of want to do like a gray toned, you know, zip-a-tone, gray tone manga version. Because issue 1's going to look like that. But that's because Chuck Gibson was inking it. And he did all that. And he's going to work on his own shit now. So I'm finishing the next from here on out. But I don't know. For right now, it's black and white. But it would be nice to find somebody who's really good at gray tones and have them do like a gray tone look for my book. That, if I could afford it, I would definitely consider doing. In fact, you know what? I actually have a connection to a guy that actually would do gray tones if I could pay him. I'm almost certain he would do it. And it's the guy who did the gray tones on Liefeld's Last Blood. I bet you he would do it. I just have to find out what he would want for that. Huh. That just occurred to me. Because I talk to him all the time. He's a really good dude. He inked a drawing of mine. And he talked about recently how we should do another one. Oh, damn. I might have to really hit him up for that. That just really sparked an idea. Yeah, Adam, exactly. Yeah. I feel like I've got a pretty solid kind of foundational friendship with him. Because, again, he'll comment on my stuff and talk back and forth. He seems like a really, really nice guy. I like him a lot. If I could pay him, if I can find a way to pay him, I would actually be interested in getting gray tones done on this thing like he did on Last Blood. Shit, now I'm going to have to hit him up and ask him what that might kind of cost. And again, that's another reason I want my crowdfunder to do well so I could lock away that money and secure that kind of a look for book 2.
Grubhub Plus or a Pumps. But with great deals come gold diggers.
That's a big bag, Gary.
Jaro loves the ear dildos. Jerry, you imagine color like Eclipse Comics? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't actually know what his color scheme would be. But yeah, ear dildo guy. That is one of the jokes that are going to be harped on in the book, for real. Gotta be gold ear dildos. Like I said, I've never thought about the color scheme, but gold color does seem kind of like the way to go. What color is Cyclops' visor in X-Men anyway? Is it like a yellow? God, I've never like paid attention. That's actually kind of funny. I do think I'm going to have a part where one of the bad guys are going to reach up and grab him and rip him off his head because they're so fucking sick of looking at his golden dick ears. Which is a funny phrase that I never thought I'd say out loud, golden dick ears. But it is what it is. Yellow and red. That's kind of what I thought. I mean, I know his visor, or rather his eye beams are red, and so red factors in, but...
Last day of the rest of my life, I wish you would've known, cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I think my pops wanna talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate up to school. But who knows that this day wasn't like the rest. Instead of taking the test, I took food to the chest. Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. And everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except comrades. It happened so fast, I didn't really notice it. The rest survived in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love. Or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was. Or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are.
Youth of the nation.
She was only 12, she was given the world with every chance to excel. And with the boys and hear the stories they tell, she might act kind of proud, but no respect for herself. She finds love in all the wrong places, the same situation, just different with faces. Made up her patience, her daddy left her. Too bad he never told her she deserved much better. Johnny Boy always played the fool. He broke up the rules so you would think he was cool. He was never really
one of the guys on suicide. I am definitely not the youth of a nation. I am the aging old fart, unfortunately, wishing he could revel in the glories of the 90s just once again. Which is why I make comics like this. Okay, I think I'm going to bag it for the night, guys. Once again, it's getting too late, and I got to get up and go to work, so I got to do a few things before I go to bed. But thank you for those who've hung around and chit-chatted with me and all that. I really, really appreciate it. So Jerry, Grant, LL, Adam, I'm sure you're probably there. There's a couple of you around. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with my dumb butt. It means a lot. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. I'm sure I'll be on tomorrow.